double roller or single roller spear guns. I recently have been diving with both and I absolutely love each one of them for certain situations. If you're thinking of getting a roller spear gun and are on the fence of getting either a double roller or a single roller, I have some opinions on what I think is best for different styles of spearfishing. This video breaks down my first couple dives using a single roller setup and a double roller setup. Alright, so this is actually my first drop using my new roller spear gun I picked up from Uncle Brian. This is a 115 double roller, but right now I'm using a single roller setup with one band and a 7mm shaft. I ordered an 8mm shaft, but it didn't come in the mail yet, and I just couldn't wait to try out this gun. So that's a pretty cool perk of having a double roller setup. You can swap back and forth between a single roller and a double roller. And as you can kind of see here, my camera angle is a little low. I just shot a big 16-pound uku that came in on my first drop using this gun, and I strung it all the way through using the 7mm shaft. I used this single roller setup for about a week and I had no complaints. The thing had zero recoil, I mean zero recoil, it blows my mind. Like you can see on this Yellowspot right here, there's nothing there. And the shaft has the fastest velocity I've ever seen. I also took it out pretty shallow too and shot a bunch of smaller reef fish like roys and yeah, I mainly just shot roys with it. I shot it right in the rocks and it did nothing to the shaft. If you're looking for a solid reef gun that can go out and shoot big ukus off in the deep, but also not too big to go and shoot smaller reef fish like omilus and aluas and holes, also go and shoot munus or moana collies, stuff like that, then the single roller setup is definitely probably one of the top options out there. Just the amount of power you can get out of a small gun and having no recoil, and it's actually not that bad to load, and there's no beating a single roller, to be honest with you. So now I finally got my 8mm shaft from Addiction Shafts. Actually, I don't use any shaft besides those, just the consistency that Dean does and the amount of love he puts into these shafts. I can't use anything else. I just know I'm gonna get a solid product every single time he ships me back one of these. So I purchased a threaded shaft, 8mm threaded shaft with a slip tip on there, and this is my first fish I got in with this double roller setup I have on this gun. So I haven't shot it too much. I did shoot it a couple times just to test the recoil and stuff. And the first thing I noticed about the double roller is that it is really hard to load. So this is a 115 double roller, and it's like I can just barely load it without a load assist. It would definitely be easier with a load assist. I'm also a pretty big guy too, so it's not like it's doable for me, but I feel like most people they'll probably need a load assist with this gun. So here comes the uku. He came out of nowhere. I was about to come up from this drop. So you can see that it just shot all the way through that uku. It's definitely a little bit more recoil than the single roller, but for the amount of power and shooting an 8mm shaft, that recoil is not bad at all. Like I've shot other like conventional muzzles with like 3 bands, stuff like that, shooting 8mm shaft, and the recoil is twice as much as the double roller with the 8mm shaft. This uku actually gets all caught up in the reef. I really try not to do that, especially hunting a little deeper. This was about like 85 feet or so. This wasn't like super deep, but like if this was like at like 100, 115, 120, you never want to get a fish stuck at the bottom, especially if like the current's ripping. But this little shark's actually just going after my uku. He actually like made the uku untangle himself. Uku started swimming up trying to get away from this shark, so he actually helped. And this is a pretty solid uku too. This is like an 8-pound uku, so that little shark couldn't really do much to this. They're about the same size. This next drop is down 100 feet deep, and I shoot a small uku from way past what I normally shoot fish at. With a small conventional muzzle spear gun, I would not have expected to hit this fish. But I measured out from where my shooting line was, and when I hit the fish, and it was around 19 feet away from the tip of my gun. And that's probably the furthest shot I've ever landed a fish at. So this shot was taken with the double roller spear gun. Actually, like I compared the double roller to the single roller based on range. I shot them right next to each other, and they actually shot the same distance. But the thing about the double roller is at, let's say, 20 feet away, you're shooting the double roller with an 8mm shaft compared to a single roller with a 7mm shaft. At 20 feet away with the single roller, it's just not going to hit as hard as the 8mm shaft will on the double roller. Most of the fish I shoot are from 5 to 10 feet away. The thing I love most is making a fish come so close that when you pull the trigger, you know that guarantee it's going to be a good holding shot. The last thing you want is to shoot a fish from 15 or 20 feet away and have it rip off because of poor shot placement. If you're spearfishing and the fish just seem to be too far away for you to shoot, the solution is not to get a bigger or more powerful spear gun. The solution is just get better at diving and get better at reading these fish's behavior and working on bringing the fish closer to you. The only way to do that is consistency and experience. Dive with people better than you and make a goal of at least diving once a week. The place where I feel the double roller is strongest is definitely pelagic species, like this Ono. This is an older clip of me using a cap hybrid double roller. Double rollers give you the ability to target big fish without having to use a big Bluewater gun. So it's really great for traveling. That's the reason I got it. In conclusion, if you are a reef diver who dives anywhere from 20 to 100 feet and wants the ability to shoot anything, the single roller I think is the best option. You're mainly going to be targeting, well, most of the species on the reef in Hawaii, single roller is perfect for. The place it's going to lack a little bit is on bigger pelagic species like Onos. I'm not saying that it can't shoot them, because it definitely can. I know, I've seen it many times. I've shot Onos with conventional muzzles. Any gun can kill any fish if you're close enough, but it's just going to limit your ability just a little bit. The double roller also has its limitations as well. The double roller limits you on what you can shoot. If you hit a rock with the double roller, your shaft is done. But if you're diving deep reef or blue water and need a little bit more power to take down big ukus, onos, ahi, or even marlin, the double roller is definitely right for you. I also want to point out why I feel the double roller is superior. The double roller, you can swap back into a single roller with a 7mm shaft and another set of bands that is meant for a single roller. So if you have this extra set of bands and another shaft, you can be on a dive trip and you could be diving for blue water in the morning, and if there's nothing around for blue water, throw on a 7mm shaft and then the set of single rubber bands, and then you got a single roller for the shallower reef. If you're planning, if you're currently a reef diver and you want to shoot blue water in the future and don't want to have to buy another gun, the double roller would be a great option, because then you can start out with the single roller, and then once you move up in your diving career, then make it a double roller. This last clip you just watched was of my dive partner Kailana. This was him and his double roller, and he ended up shooting a big old Kamanu. Let me know what you guys thought of this style of video of me talking and expressing my opinion. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments, or you can send me a message on Instagram at SKYLINDELL. I really appreciate it if you watched it to the end of the video. It really helps a lot. Mahalo, guys.